Okay, question of the day. What is your favorite dinosaur game? I really love the theme of dinosaurs. I literally quoted this week the John Hammond, I bring you here to defend me from the lawyer, and the only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. I don't know why he sounded like Sean Connery there, but that would have been cool. Connery could have played him. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Dr. Grant. It really should be you that's going, or me that's going, but because I'm a, and you're a, anyway. It'd be fun. But we're talking about Holotype today. This is a game about categorizing fossils as opposed to dinogenics where you're building a dinosaur park and have people get eaten and all that stuff, right? This one is more like we found some fossils. I had a lady this week, literally, she takes a dinosaur tooth and goes, do you know what this is? And I was like, yeah, it's a dinosaur tooth. And she's like, oh, well, that's really cool. It's very cool. Big tooth. Crazy looking dinosaur tooth. But big fan of dinosaurs. So we're going to dive into how this game plays. We'll come back up, talk final thoughts. It does have a lot of expansions with a lot of different dinosaurs. So let's do this. All right, this is Holotype Mesozoic North America. Now, basically, you are making dinosaurs, or you're documenting dinosaurs. So this one is not like a Dinogenics or a Dinosaur World, Dinosaur Island. You're actually just documenting ones that you find based on fossils. Now, there are dice involved, there are cards involved. Let's kind of talk through the phases of the game. So the game ends when this hits the end, or if two of these cards, in our case, because we're playing two players, it's the player count plus one, is filled with bonuses. Now, you're going to do a lot of different things on your turn. Actually, you're really not. You're going to do one thing. Think viticulture. You have one action to take. It's a worker placement game, and you've got these five places. That looks like six. You've got 5 places to go in which you're going to take actions. Now, if you go there with the bigger worker, the better worker, obviously better things happen. And you can unlock a third worker once you published your third finding, which currently Carla has 1. If she published 2 more, she would gain this worker, the grad. That's kind of how it works. You can also pull back on your turn. When you pull back, you're going to get a gray or white research cube here. Now, the cubes matter because you need them to publish the dinosaur. So this dinosaur needs 2 green and 2 white to publish. The way you get that is maybe this action here, in which you go and you draw cards from the field expedition, where you're digging up fossils, like Alan Grant and Laura Dern. I can't think of her character name. What's her character name? Somebody help me in the comments. Anyway, Jurassic Park. And here I am. I brought you here, but I'm defending myself from the blood-sucking lawyers. Anyway, great scene. So this would allow you to draw 4 dice and roll them and get the symbols on them. This would be 3 dice, and you get to re-roll 1. And it has some like historical stuff. So I will say the art is actually pretty cool in that case. Now, the art in the game itself is a little dry. It looks a little bit like they looked at Ark Nova and were like, hey, let's go one step back from Ark Nova. Anyway, so that action allows you to draw cards. Now, I'm not going to go through what both actions do if you go there with a better worker and a less worker, but essentially you're going to draw cards here and roll dice to gain cubes. Your cubes are stored here on the fossil storage, not your research. That's the white ones. You can only have as many cubes as you have storage. One of these upgrades will let you have more. So you can have essentially 3, 6, 8, 12. Once you have that 12, I don't want 12 waffles. Whatever. Anyway, also comment if you know exactly what I'm talking about. So as you go, you can publish here. That would be, I'm going to spend my cubes to publish a dinosaur. At the end of the game, I'll get points. Now, if you do not publish the dinosaurs in your hand, you're going to lose points based on the white research cube cost. So this would be a -2 if we didn't publish that. If you were to gain a trace fossil, which would be the shape of a little dinosaur foot, little dino foot is cute, right there. You would gain a trace fossil, and you could put that in when you're discovering a dinosaur. Maybe you found a trace fossil for it, and you're publishing that too. Like, hey, here's a tooth, or like the lady at the booth did last week. Does anyone know what this is? Anyway, you're going to publish those here. Now, you can also take that action to put a disc on one of the objectives. And there are things like have 5 theropods or 5, 8 genosaurs. We're all big fans of genosaurs here in this house. But this one allows you to draw cards from the specimen deck and discard one. Or, again, Let me just talk as if I'm talking about the main action, not the lesser action. So you're going to draw cards and discard some. Here, you're going to change cubes based on what you have in your supply and what's here in the museum. So I could potentially take this blue and switch it out for a green, or green for a blue. That's what that action does. The last but not least, you're going to go there and just get research cubes, which would be the white ones. You're going to keep playing and publishing dinosaurs until someone hits this or until someone hits that. Person with the most points at the end of the game wins the game. It's actually very simple. Like, you're not doing a whole lot, but you'll gain bonuses as the game goes along. Milestones, of course. And as the track hits those, you'll get to choose which ones you want, whether it be more like bonuses, whether it be more cubes, whether it be more specimens, whatever it is, it makes your actions more powerful, but you're limited to 4 of those. And like I said, you're also going to unlock a better and third worker who works like the, what's the one in viticulture called? The big guy, the chunky worker. Anyway, it works like him, the chunky worker. I don't think that's what we call him. But anyway, that is what you're doing. You'll do that until someone hits one of those timers and the game will end. Now, there are a lot of expansions for this, including like we have the pterosaur one, but you're basically just publishing dinosaurs, kind of. And we'll talk about that in the final thoughts.
All right, Holotype. The concept is a 9 for me. I love dinosaurs. I love the idea, too, that we're doing something different with dinosaurs. We're actually putting them in a park. We're not putting them in a park. We're putting them in a journal or an encyclopedia or museum. That belongs in a museum. No, there's Connery. Same movie, wrong role. That belongs in a museum. So do you. Throw them over the side. Favorite movie of all time. That and Raiders. It's a 1 and 2. Concept. I'm just all over the place with movie quotes today. Board layout. It's an 8. I like the board layout. I like it. It's very simple. Worker placement, like what you're doing is you're putting worker placement stuff out there. You're getting the symbols. You're getting the choices. It really is very easy to follow when it comes to worker placement. I put my worker here. I do that action. So mechanics, I gave it a 6, not because I don't like worker placement. If you know anything about me, worker placement is probably my favorite genre. I want to put something on the board and get something for that, whether it be a dice, a worker. Heck, it was a swing and a miss, but like a sand timer even, right? So the mechanic, though, why I give it a 6 is because it's a little bit too basic of worker placement. Like you were doing the same thing over and over and over. It's very rinse and repeat of do this action, then next turn do this action, then the next turn maybe pull back and then do that action. There's very little variety when it comes to what you're actually doing on your turns. Art direction is an 8. I really like how the symbols are very clear. The dice are very clear. The cards that tell you what dice to pick up and roll are very clear. Even though the trace specimens are very clear. Everything is very straightforward in this. Art's a 6. It's not bad. And I'm not judging quality of art in the sense of, oh, so-and-so can't draw. That's not what I mean. I just mean, I wish it was given one more pass and spruced up like that encyclopedia game or one of those where it just really has good, solid board art, player board art, and all that. It's lacking. It just feels like one more pass would have been great. Gameplay, yet again, matches my mechanics. That it doesn't always happen, but it's a 6 because of that rinse and repeat nature of go here, go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. And it's just really, there's not enough meat on the bone. Dinosaur meat. There's not enough meat on the bone to really make this a forever worker placement game. It is more like a worker placement game that you're going to show somebody after you show them whatever your intro worker placement game is, whether that's Waterdeep or whatever. This has got that same flair of either first or second worker placement game to introduce to new people. Not new people who have never played board games in the modern era, but new people who have not played worker placement, or at least much. So, rulebook's a 9. Solid rulebook. Very easy to learn this game from the rulebook. Everything is there. What you need to know is there. It's easy to find and reference what you need. So it's very, very, very straightforward when it comes to this rulebook. Okay, so all aggregated together, that comes out to a 7.28, which we will round up as well to a 7.5. So overall, solid entry, fun. It's got a lot of feel to it, a lot of dinosaurness to it, but you're not going to write home about it and be like, man, this is the greatest worker placement game I've ever played. Would I rather play this over Dinogenics or Dinosaur World and Dinosaur Island? No, I would not, but it's still a cool idea, very cool concept, lacking in a few areas. Could be just a little bit better and tweaked. Maybe a second edition could really bring that art out popping, but That is Holotype. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on X and Instagram at Dice Tower Bryan, and also make sure to check out our new district setup. This is where you can sell your old games, new games, buy games, all that sort of stuff on there, as well as always check out the Dice Tower merch store, as we are constantly adding new ideas and shirts and all that stuff, and we have plenty more coming after East is over. So looking forward to seeing everybody there. Until next time, we'll see you.